So guys, if you don't know, if you want us to answer your anonymous questions on the podcast, you can give us a call at our hotline, which is 8555 OK So. And if you are calling from somewhere that is not in the United States, just dial a 1 before that. And we will pick 2 questions every episode to answer. And if you don't get yours answered, just call again, because we're probably just going to keep picking the ones that are at the top of our inbox.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this PSA. Shall we get into it?
Yeah.
All right, play her.
I sign off there.
No context, foreplay and herpes.
Okay, so I've been with this wonderful guy for an amazing, wonderful 5 months, and everything's super great, but we're still trying to figure stuff out sexually. So, for example, I have a really strong sexual stamina where I can, like, fuck for days, and he's still working to get up there. So, like, when we do have sex, he'll, like, wipe himself out trying to please me, which I so appreciate, but I also, like, feel kind of bad. So I recommended, like, focusing more on foreplay so it's a happy compromise for the both of us. And his response to that is always like, oh, well, I don't like foreplay. And I try to explore why, and he doesn't really give that much. And over time, or over the 5 months, like, I've started to realize he is possibly intimidated by trying to figure out how to have fun performing foreplay for me, maybe because he doesn't know how to do it. And I came to this conclusion because when we drink and then we hook up, like, he has no problem getting all freaky deaky, but when he's sober, it's just, like, an area that he doesn't totally explore. So I don't know, like, what is the best way to endorse foreplay? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying by having, like, a nice heart-to-heart, and it doesn't totally work. And the other tactic I tried was, like, not taking every opportunity that is presented to have sex and, like, holding off a little bit and then just waiting for, like, this explosive interaction, which we've had, but I also feel like there might be a better solution. I don't know. Let me know, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, she's so sweet. I love her voice. She sounds like a wonderful woman.
So they started dating in the pandemic.
Yeah, which is crazy. Mazel tov.
Yeah. Mazel tov. Okay.
Lots to unpack here.
Yeah.
So, do you have an initial thought that you want to jump in?
Well, there's a few initial thoughts. So, I've dated my ex-boyfriend really had an issue with, like, going down on me in foreplay. So, like, I very much relate to this. And now we broke up a few years ago. Now we sleep together sometimes, and he has really grown sexually and loves foreplay now. And so my initial thoughts are maybe he watches too much porn, or agreed with what she said is that he doesn't know how to do it.
I'm always a little reluctant to be the it's too much porn answer, because
it's a scapegoat
kind of. I think it is absolutely a scapegoat. I think everyone can have a healthy relationship with porn, and masturbating on your own time shouldn't reduce the interest in your partner.
Well, like, right. It's not porn's fault alone. It's like a bunch of different circumstances that, like, the lack of good education or, like, toxic masculinity and stuff like that.
Right. And so to me, I think what intrigues me is the fact that he is super excited and down when he's had drunk. A few drinks. So that does tell me that it's not that he's not interested. There is just some sort of wall that's up. And you guys really haven't been dating for that long.
Yeah.
It's still a really new relationship, and learning, I think that learning how to get a woman off, because each woman is so different. I firmly believe.
Like a snowflake.
Like a little snowflake.
No, we really are. Men are way more similar.
And I think once you guys figure out together how it works best for you, and whether you guys do that through a series of, you know, different kind of experimentations, maybe try tantric massages, something that doesn't feel explicitly like foreplay, like, you know, going down on each other, but the idea of maybe just like running an ice cube up and down each other, something that feels really low pressure, sexy, but is still really sexy. So like I said, tantric massages, ice cubes, maybe like try a little blindfold or something. That's pretty low stakes, but still a fun way to just kind of up the experience. And it sounds like you guys have great communication. If you're already starting to talk about these things, that's obviously the biggest hurdle I think most couples face is like a lack of communication or a disconnect in communication.
Well, I mean, definitely. I think what I'm sensing from here, and again, just comparing it to the way that I had communicated with my ex, I think I felt like I was asking him for the foreplay. He wasn't giving it. Then he resented me. And then it was like sex just kind of became rotten because.
Or a chore.
Yeah, a chore. So it was like she is communicating well. And perhaps it's kind of like a facade thing where like he doesn't know how to give her what she wants. But if it sounds like, I mean, he likes her.
No, yeah. My toxic advice is get him really drunk and then like get those answers out of him. My good advice is you know he's interested. You guys have you clearly have a connection. Like you said, you've had that passionate sex before.
Yeah.
But I will also say that I think sexual compatibility is just as important in a relationship as like emotional compatibility. You know, what you guys are looking for in terms of like kids, religion, like what your finances are ideally going to look like. Your sexual compatibility for some people is really, really high up on that priority list. And not everyone has the same libidos. Not everyone has the same sexual needs. And quite frankly, like, you know, I think you need to figure out like how important is getting sex at the rate that you want it to you, and is it something you're willing to compromise on? Because the fact of the matter is he just might not have the same libido that you do.
Wait, also, I'm wondering if I wish that she said this, but if she orgasms clitorally and not vaginally, and when they're boning, he's wearing himself out trying to make her come, but what she needs is quote unquote foreplay and like the licking
and you know, introducing toys into the mix, different things like that. Like how can you make it easier for him, less intimidating, and at the same time, like, it is new, you might love each other a lot, but again, just knowing really what you need out of a relationship, out of a sexual experience with someone.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Absolutely, yeah. Things can be worked on, and you should definitely try, and it seems like you already are.
Right.
But that's a really good point, Rachel. Just like keep that in your back pocket. If this is not working out for you, and we don't even know how old you are.
I think there's some shame in it. Like, I think guys all the time are like, oh, I'll break up with a bitch if she doesn't give me head. But women are really hesitant to do the same thing, and it's like, absolutely not. Your sexual needs should take the exact same priority as his. And it's why I never agree with, I don't love the sentiment where it's like, oh, I just feel like, girls I've talked to are always like, oh, I feel like I have to give him head. Men never express that emotion.
Could you imagine?
Like, could you imagine if you were like, I'm sorry, I'm actually just gonna break up with you if you're not gonna like lick this puss right now? Men would be like, are you kidding me?
Or a guy being like, I felt like I just had to do it, like, or she wouldn't, like, you know,
what?
That's a good sketch.
We need to demand the exact same. That's equality right there, guys. Okay, it's demanding getting head. But I think, you know, kudos to you for expressing what you want. It's never easy, especially when you feel like you're not being fulfilled. And I think that keep that communication up. And ultimately, if he's not willing to meet you halfway, like, maybe that's not the best relationship for you. Yeah. That's my honest opinion.
You can email us and like,
we want to hear an update. Like, can you email us in a couple months and just like let us know where you're at?
Yeah.
We would love that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
And thanks for like calling in. That also takes courage.
No, thank you so much. We really appreciate you calling in, and we hope it goes well. I hope you get that good O.
Okay, you're like in love with her.
No, I know. Hi.
Hi. So I've been dealing with reactive arthritis, which is a post-COVID symptom that many men in our 20s and 30s deal with. Up to 20,000 or more cases every year are afflicting young men. I have genital herpes, and because of this reactive arthritis condition that won't go away, I'm constantly having flare-ups no matter the bowel trip. And I was with a woman tonight, and she was sucking my dick, and she had herpes, but she wasn't having flare-up, and I kept it super real with her, and I've been COVID positive before, and I've been COVID negative for the past few months. Is it okay for me to keep getting my dick sucked with herpes, even though the herpes are caused by a COVID-related thing, and I'm COVID nasally negative? That's my question.
Herpes is herpes, my dude.
Yeah. I like listen, I'm sorry that like COVID is causing extra flare-ups, but absolutely not. You got to be super honest about that kind of thing. Like, I assume you're taking meds, and you know, it sounds like you've been informing partners, but you absolutely need to continue doing that moving forward.
Yeah, that's
Like,
it.
COVID or not, herpes is herpes. Ariel said it best.
Yeah,
That's kind
it
of
doesn't matter how it
happens
happening.
or why it happens.
Yeah.
Like, it's that is part of safe sex. That's part of respectful sex.
Yeah, you can't be hiding that. Just like if you
No.
were exposed exposed to COVID, you should tell
Right.
someone.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
awful though. I didn't know that was a side effect of COVID.
Is herpes
Well, flare-ups. Not like getting herpes from COVID, but like
herpes flare-ups
inducing
Oh,
flare-ups.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense because your immune,
Autoimmune.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
down, and
No,
so
yeah. That is terrible though, and like my sincerest sympathies, because I know that's already a difficult conversation to have with partners, and absolutely I know there are safe ways to do it.
Yeah,
And
but
it's super unfortunate.
he's getting his dick sucked by a girl who does have herpes.
Yeah, no, congrats on
and
that.
she knows, so
No, and yeah,
marry her,
like, yeah, I think wife her up.
or just
But
like
yeah, I
serially
mean, yeah,
date her.
yeah, can't say it enough. It's just good sex practice to be kind.
Okay.
Well, I think that can ending on kind of a morose note, but yeah, guys, thank you
Ending on
so
herpes.
much for listening to this episode of Balls Deep.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We love to hear from you. Call in the hotline. That's 8555. Okay, so